Okay. So I was asking you, John, did you see the YouTube analytics from the podcast we did last week?
And last I knew, it was like just almost 600 views and like 3 comments from a guy who was really mad.
Okay, so there's an update. So we're up to 957 views.
Wow.
Which feels really impressive until I looked at the engagement, and I probably should do a screen share, but like in the first 3 seconds, we have like this massive, I don't know if I'm doing this the right way, but like the chart goes like this, people start falling off. By the time we get to 39 seconds, only 34% of our listeners are sticking with us. By the time we get to a minute, it's 26%.
Hey, man. Listen to your fans, not your critics.
Yeah, well, I think because it started with my face, and so I think people were like, oh, this is really interesting. Like, this guy has something to say. And then obviously you chimed in and it was like,
I don't think that.
Scroll.
There's really no data to support that.
Well, I'm reading the chart, and it's telling me. It's telling me facts.
Let's move on.
Okay. Okay, but no, we should look at the... I kind of want to get your thought on the comments. Let me see if I can pull it up here, where I'm looking at it at least. Oh, okay, so we got a new comment, first of all, from House Music Baby 79, who said, trophy can be the goal.
Cool, man.
Trophy can be the goal. What does that mean to you?
I think he's disagreeing with Forrest Frank and saying it's all good to work for a trophy. Yeah.
What do you think?
We probably seem so old right now. Like, okay, I'm looking at the comment.
I know, and I can't find the other comments, which were the most interesting.
It's like Andy in The Office, where he finally is like online and he's just reeling over the comments like he has no idea how the internet works.
Yeah, because now I can't find the comments anymore.
So I will say, since then, I felt a little bad. Just because I didn't know how it came across. But, like, I really love Forrest Frank. And, so I kind of got in my head about it. Even though that one person who was commenting obviously was a little off the rocker.
I found his comments. Should I share them?
Sure.
Okay, so we got 3 comments in a row.
Sad. We're like sharing
play. It's part of the conversation. So we care less about your thoughts on his personal decisions.
Careless. One word. Careless.
We care less about your thoughts on his personal decisions.
Right. It must be a new slang thing.
It's, the kids are all doing it. Just leave him alone. You don't need to make a podcast about what he is doing and how
that reminded me of the old Britney Spears comment.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. That was scary.
So good. And then finally, how dare you compare him to Kanye West, which, hey, I'll own that one. I went there. It was a mistake. I have some regrets. Yeah. But okay, share your thoughts. You felt bad.
Well, bottom line, I think everyone should follow their conscience, and he's doing that, which more power to you. I think that's great, and I don't want to criticize that. Which, we probably weren't, but, it's kind of tricky territory when you start commentating on things. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think, I thought you brought up a good point of, this isn't about the same thing. It is about the same thing for everyone. It should be, at least in the Christian industry, right? It's like, it's about Jesus, but it's also a career, and that matters. And then a good friend called me up yesterday, and was saying that it also matters to the creative and the Christian soul to be recognized. It's like just some form of recognition to be like, you're not alone. We see you. Good job. Your work matters. I was like, that's a great point. So I think it was probably really well intentioned, maybe a little naive on his part, just not seeing the bigger picture. But recently, he actually did post something today that really, really bothered me.
Oh no. Are we gonna do
What?
it again? Are we gonna?
No.
Okay, we're not gonna.
This isn't about him. It's just. Sorry, I should rephrase it. He didn't post something that bothered me. He agreed with something that bothers me as a whole.
Okay.
But this is like Christian commentary. It's not music stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But just we're on the topic, and it was about Christians and their celebration or lack of celebration of Halloween, and it just, oh man, bothers me so much.
Yeah, Madeline just showed me. Maybe you've seen it. The John Christ bit. Have you seen his joke on Halloween?
No.
It's so good. I shouldn't try to do it. Okay, share your thoughts. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. It makes me sad for the church as a whole, and it makes me kind of angry for them. Like angry and like I want to, be like, you don't have to be like this. So no one's talking about like worshiping the devil. No one's talking about even like scaring people or dressing up as like violent, murderous, scary things. Like we can all be like, hey, maybe that's not the best thing for kids, right? Mm-hmm. But when it comes to like, here's the roots of it, and it's like, well, newsflash, all of our holidays have pagan roots, and also like, it just makes me sad that like that's the way that people choose to, like that's what they think their Christianity is, instead of reading the Bible, where Paul is like fighting for his churches to not be enslaved to religion.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, don't do this if it bothers someone out of love. But like food sacrificed to idols. He's like literally food sacrificed to demonic idols. He's like, you can eat it because you're in Christ and you're all good and you serve the one true God. And so I'm like a kid going out and dressing up like a princess and getting candy. I'm just like, I am not going to be enslaved to a religious facade, or philosophy. And I think it falls in the territory of Paul saying like, don't be enslaved by, like when the Judaizers are coming and try to get them to like add to their freedom in Christ. And he's like, no. So it bums me out that so many people latch onto that instead of just looking at the freedom in Christ they have in the scripture and saying, I don't need to burden myself by that. And I also don't need to look for the devil under every rock and leaf.
Correct.
That's another burden of slavery. It's like,
right.
You're not, God knows your heart, and you're not opening a doorway with everything you do. There's some obvious things that you have the Holy Spirit guiding you. So like, anyway, we're on a Christian thing.
No, it's
all of our other followers who are gonna, we just lost all of our other followers who are not on the same page.
All three of our followers, yeah. So, but
John, who aren't Christian, and then we lost half of our Christian audience. We
lost one person, so I think we're okay. Yeah. John Christ, his bit is basically that, where he's like, "So Halloween, like, raise your hand if you couldn't celebrate Halloween growing up." And there's, the Christian audience is like, "Yeah, overwhelmingly." And he was like, "Yeah, it's tricky theology, isn't it? Because we, on one hand, we believe in a God who can part the seas and raise people from the dead and do all these miracles. But if your 6-year-old puts on an Elsa dress, then God's just like, nothing I can do." I had plans for her, but you can't touch this one.
Outside of his will.
It is crazy. So are you going to take Rose, your kids? I guess Lily probably, she doesn't know what's going on, but are you going to take Rose?
So the whole icing on the cake, the whole full circle kicker about this is Rhodes wants to be Forrest Frank for Halloween. Oh. He got the haircut. He cut the sides. Way. Yeah, so he's got like the mullet, mullet-ette. Like the faux mullet.
Is it cool, or is it like, ooh, we got to fix that as soon as Halloween's over?
No, it's cool, but it's one of those things that's like, I know, like that in a week, just with the rate of how hair grows, it's like, it's cool for like one day, and then in a week, it's like, you really got to keep this up, bro, or you're going to be looking weird. So he wants to be Forrest Frank, which I love.
That's cool.
He's so sweet.
I love it.
And then our daughter, Lily Mae, we were thinking maybe we should dress her up as a lemon and the whole lemonade Lily May thing.
Yeah. Will you and Brittany dress up, or is it just let the kids do their thing? And
in a perfect world, we would. We'd probably both be like in big lemonade cup outfits, but with the margin we have in our lives right now, no way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to hear our plans for Halloween. So first of all, this is our first time.
You're going to lock your doors and pray for your neighbors.
Correct, yeah. Okay, well, we had this discussion, like, legitimately, because last year we were out in White Bluff, and it's like we're right on this highway. There's just no way to trick-or-treat, so we could pack the kids up and go to a neighborhood, but it felt like too much work, so we never did anything. So this is our first year where we get to, and so a couple things. One is we did have that conversation of, is this bad? Is this like a celebration of death? Should we be doing this if we're Christians? We kind of, had that whole discussion. And I think we're going to do it because it's going to be a lot of fun. We have the perfect neighborhood for it. Our plan right now is to dress up, do like basically a Mario Kart theme. We've got 2 vehicles, like Hot Wheels vehicles, that kids can drive around in. They're battery powered or whatever. Mm. One's a Jeep, one's a dinosaur. But I want to figure out how to dress them up to look like dress the cars up to make them look like Mario Karts, and then they can literally drive from house to house, or race, do a Mario Kart race from house to house, get their candy and then somebody will be Mario. Well, probably Judah and Noah will be Mario and Luigi. She'll be Princess Peach. I'll probably be Bowser because I'm fat. I don't know what
you have lofty goals, man. You're setting the bar that you.
Well, it's all talk right now, but this is what I have in my head of what I'm going to do. Yeah. But watch me give up because it's too much work. We'll see. Which
is what we do. This is our work ethic. Any producers or publishers out there listening, that is our MO.
We're really good at we have big dreams, and then we give up on them. So, yeah.
All right. So, switching gears. First, we're going to kind of do every episode. Well, I want to tell everyone what we're about. So, last week was just basically clickbait. It was hot on the heels of, some Christian controversy thing. But for everyone who doesn't really know what we're doing, we should tell them about that. Would you like to go?
Sure. Well, okay. How about I just tell my story from the last couple of months? Is that a good way to do it? And then you can kind of tell your version because there'll probably be some gaps in here.
Sure.
But okay. So hey, world. I got fired end of June.
You should start over.
Edit that out. Got let go end of June from a sales job and wallowed for about a week and then started just writing songs like crazy. It was oh my gosh, suddenly the world is filled with color and I'm inspired and this is awesome. It's this is always what I should have been doing. So started digging into that. John and I started connecting on that, writing songs together, which was really fun because if you've done songwriting, or I think this is true of anything creative, doing it alone is not only lonely, but it's also so hard because you just can't always see the problem with the thing you're making. So John and I start working together, and I felt like it just elevated the songs to a whole different level. And we did some of both of it.
Say that last part again.
So John is, he's kind of I'm letting him tag along. He's sort of like the caboose in this whole operation.
No, never mind. Just move on.
No, but for real, I would bring songs and John would have insight onto those songs, blind spots that I couldn't see. And vice versa, I think, too, is you would bring songs. And sometimes it's just having a friend to look at what you're doing and assess it, right? Because I bring you 10 songs and I'm are any of these any good? And you'd be honest. You'd well, those 8 suck. But these 2, we could probably make something out of them. So I feel like it's been a really cool collaboration the last couple of months. But fast forward, I think we hit this place of, wow, we've got all these songs. We're up to maybe 9 or 10 finished songs that we're so proud of. but nobody knows. There's just no way to like share it with anyone or even like really share our journey. Of course, our wives know, our close friends, but we wanted to, one, show what we're working on to a broader audience, but also I think let the world in on what we're doing because I feel like we're really good at this and we're rookies at the same time. So there's a lot of just figuring things out, figuring out networking, figuring out like excellence in songwriting. What are we doing with demos? What are we doing with AI? How are we going to navigate all this? It's been a lot to process and it's been a lot of fun. So the whole point of this podcast is to bring anyone who's interested in on that journey.
Right. All right. My side of the road, my point of view. Yeah, I mean, I think it goes further back than that. It was about a year ago, you were still in sales and you were like just drained. Mm-hmm. Like you hated it. In fact, we'll probably get into our backstory a little bit more some other time. But mm-hmm. Ryan and I used to work at a studio together. So Ryan was fresh out of college. I had just moved here into town and we were both working at a studio and we became roommates and good friends but that's how we worked together, was producing. And we hadn't seen each other in a long time, and then kind of reconnected. Our wives are really good friends, and then you're stuck in the sales job that you're like, I'm either going to quit or get fired. I just hate it, But our friendship was a good thing at the time, and little by little you'd share a song with me or something, and I'd hop into that song, and I think I even pushed myself into a song or two. Mm-hmm. But that was, I was like, I'm so sorry, but I just can't help it. I have this idea for this song, and I just know that, yeah. And so, and we're all protective of our art, which is, it's been such a funny experience because it's like, I think we're both protective of our art, mm-hmm. And then as we've kind of done this thing, whether it's pushing ourselves into someone else's song or just getting fed up with like what you can't finish, it's just so crazy to be like, co-writing is where it's at. I mean, it's just, people like there's a buddy of mine that I've known for a long time, back from where I'm from in Anchorage, Alaska, Matt Hopper. And he's like one of the only people I know that are just so prolific at writing songs and good songs. Uh-huh. And granted, his songs are way more of like a band style song, where it's like you couldn't just take the song and put it with any singer and it would work and be radio friendly. It's way niche. Yeah. But still, for what that is, it's like, man, just that dude just pumps songs out. And I've always wanted to be like that and kind of judged myself against that because I'm not. Mm-hmm. But the real world is that's not normal, Uh-huh. That is like, that is the exception. Yeah. So I think I sat for a long time with songs that, that I finished that I liked and songs that I loved that were unfinished and just, it just wasn't the right season. But anyway, you and I get together for several reasons. We start, sharing our songs with each other, and it just opens up the world, I think. Mm-hmm. And so, and then you exited your job, and we just started devoting a ton of time to, writing and figuring things out, and here we are. So we are good at songwriting, and yet we are complete beginners in the process of the songwriter's journey of like how to, just like anyone else, move to Nashville and get your songs cut. So it's going to be a fun journey for everyone else to come along with us, and we'll get to share our music as we go, and it's going to be good.
Good recap.
That's a very brief intro, but it'll be fun in the episodes to come. All right, so before we get into today's topic, we're just going to do something dumb and fun. Ryan, can you name a song that's a great, famous song that just has something about it that bothers you? Like you are the outlier in this topic because this great song that everyone loves, you just have an issue with it.
Okay, if we weren't on the spot, I feel like I could give you a list because I'm like classic Nashville snobbery. Turn on the radio and be like, "Oh, that's no good." Like, "Oh, what a cop out line." Of course, like me, who's never got a cut, like criticizing these people making millions of dollars off of their song, like what they don't care. But okay, so this is like so random and not even a big deal, but it just like irks me. You know the Bon Jovi song, who says you can't go home? Been all around, okay, so that chorus, the way it's designed, it's like a perfect loop. So where you start as who says, and then you go through the whole chorus until you land at who says. And so if you wanted to, you could just like cut it, tie it around, and just go on this song Bon Jovi merry-go-round for the rest of your days.
Does that song fade out at the end? Does it just keep going and fade out?
I don't know. That's a great question because a fade out would complete the cop-outness of it.
Just being real, like that's such a weird thing to be annoyed by. Like, is it the melody that bothers you? And like, does it get stuck in your head and just keeps repeating?
Maybe it is. Like, there's something about the who says you can't. I just feel like I'm on this ride. Sounds annoying just you singing it that I can't get off of. And he does repeat the chorus like 6 times at the end of the song, and I'm just like, bro.
Okay. Because I'm like, there's got to be a ton of songs out there that you could just copy and paste, and it would work like that. It must be something about.
Hey man, if you don't want to hear what I have to say, then we don't have to do this. You know?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm offended. Okay. It's a hard thing on the spot. I'm sure I could find better songs.
No, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying it's not like a straightforward. Oh yeah, that's a duh reason that.
Yeah, like I don't like this line or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you had to think about that thing that like, what if this song repeated?
I have a distinct memory of like being with a friend and picking on that song specifically, and we just like got each other more and more angry until it was like way past what the song actually merits. Another one that I just thought of.
It's just one.
I'm so sorry. Okay, bonus round, really quick. Another one I just thought of, and then I want to hear your answer. Is Timbaland, The Way I Are? Do you know that? Do you know that? I can't think of all the lyrics.
Title what bothers you?
Yes, and he says it in. I don't know if that's actually the title, but in the chorus, can you handle me the way I are? Because he has to rhyme with something else that's R, and so the only way he can do it, because he wants to say, "Can you handle me the way I am?" But that wouldn't work. So
it's like Wicked, popular. Do you know that?
This song. Oh, yeah.
Brilliant lyric.
Popular.
Right. I mean, it's such an amazing line. But like with Timbaland's song, like is it the chicken and the egg? Like did he have to rhyme with something that's R, or was he like, this is like the best line ever, and I'm going to use it?
Yeah.
And I'll figure out the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and it's always like, it's a double-edged sword because, of course, because he wrote it that way, here we are talking about it, and I'm sure it's stuck in everyone's head because of how like wild that line is. Sure. But anyway, like I have more distinct memories of criticizing that song because of bad grammar.
Okay, for me, everyone's going to hate this, but Elvis Presley, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. My wife loves that song.
Oh my gosh.
I love it too. I love the song, but I want to love it even more, and I can't because of the rhyme scheme.
Okay.
It is such a great song. It's like, man, some of the lyrics in that are amazing. Like, you know,
wise men say.
Well, the B section, the like a river flows.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so great, but the verses don't match rhyme scheme wise. So first verse is, wise men say, only fools rush in. I can't help falling in love with you, and it's like, you didn't rhyme anything.
Anything,
And
yeah.
it bothers the crap out of me. And then they fix it in the second line, the second verse. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? Because I can help falling in love. Or would it be? Would it be?
Hold on.
So okay, yeah, that's what it is. In the second line of the first verse, it's like this weird extended rhyme. So wise men say only fools rush in, and then that's rhymed with shall I stay? Would it be a sin? And those rhymes are just so far apart that it just doesn't naturally. Yeah, it would have gone over your head if you weren't waiting for it.
Right.
And then the second verse, they fix it. And,
okay, so I'm looking at the second verse is take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you.
And maybe that's
because that's where you want the rhyme to fall.
And maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's like they're trying to like set up the hook in a way that feels way more, like I could buy that if they're saying, oh yeah, we extended that rhyme, we like left all this weight in the song, and then at that moment we just like really, really brought the hook home by making that rhyme.
What are the chances are though? What do you think the chances are that they didn't even think about it?
High.
Right? Like they were just in the room and it felt right, and nobody even like thought twice about it.
Okay, since we're on the topic, and then we'll get into our topic. Speaking of not thinking about it, I've wondered this forever, but the movie White Christmas, my favorite Christmas movie ever. It's just so good. The music is amazing. So, gee, I wish I were back in the Army. Do you think that was intentional, that pun? G.I.
Ooh, I've never noticed that.
Right? And I don't think people would. But then you do notice it, and you're like, you want to believe that they were that good of a songwriter that they just they sprinkled little.
That's so, God, that's really good. I never caught that. I don't know, like, who's the composer? I'm blanking. Let's see, White Christmas composer. Yeah, Irving Berlin, who wrote like over 1,000 songs. Dude is a freaking legend. So part of me, like, I would say like 75%, I'm like, I'll bet he knew exactly what he was doing. Because it's not, like, you listen to White Christmas, it's really smart writing.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you listen to songs where you're like, this is brilliant in kind of like a wild way. It's like, you're just a jungle man. You probably don't even know what you're doing, but it's just like beautiful poetry coming out of you. And then you've got really like disciplined, smart writers. So big part of me thinks like, I think he meant that. I think that's exactly what he meant. But if not, it had to be subconscious. Like, he heard G.I. Bill, G.I., and that's just like that rattles around enough that out comes that hook. Gee, I wish I was in the Army. Or back in the Army.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to think that's how it started, where he heard G.I. and he's like, G.I. What? Yeah.
That's so good.
I know. And it totally passes you by and you don't even think about it.
You don't even notice. That's great.
Yeah. He doesn't draw attention to it at all, which, it's kind
of... My
of...
world is a little brighter because you pointed that out. I have never noticed that. That is so nerdy and great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so should we shift into the official topic for today?
Yeah, let's do it. And we'll keep it a little shorter because it's going to be an ongoing topic for sure.
I think we're going to hit this so much. And any podcast in the world, I feel like anything I turn on any subject is hitting this. But we need to just like open the can of AI and what it's doing to music and what it's doing to the creative arts. I have way too many thoughts about this, so I agree. Let's split this up, but maybe just to set the table here, and then you can take it wherever you want to. I was talking to a friend about this last night. We were at a cigar shop, and we started talking about AI, which, by the way, on one of these podcasts, we should play like some of these AI songs for anybody who hasn't heard it. it'd be really interesting to just like play some of this stuff and actually get our ears on it. But just since today is just a teaser, we were talking about it. I was telling him how in my part-time sales job that I'm working right now, I use ChatGPT for everything. I don't write my own emails anymore. I don't qualify my own leads anymore. I don't prepare for my own calls anymore. I just punch all the information or copy paste it into ChatGPT. It spits out what I want, and then I just run with it. Also with Suno, we don't make our demos anymore. We just do it on Suno, where we put our songs in there and it spits it out. The table next to us, they're talking about ChatGPT. I'm eavesdropping because I'm just that kind of person. They're talking about ChatGPT and how it's going to change the whole world order, and how we're moving towards this future of like there's the wealthy elite and everybody else is on a government stipend and we don't do anything. We're barely getting by, and it's all anybody's talking about. It's crazy. It's taking over the world, and I think it's really freaking out our industry. Anyone I'm talking to who's a producer, a writer,
the industry that we're trying to get into.
Yeah, good point. The industry, yeah. What bad timing for us to try to get into it. But we're John and Ryan, and we're stupid. So everyone's like freaked out about it on every level. So anyway, that's table stakes. I don't know what to think about it, because on one hand, we're using it. We're part of the problem because we're embracing it. We're using all these tools because how could you not? On the other hand, I hate it and I want to join the resistance and, fight Skynet. So what are your thoughts?
Well, man, there are so many things we could talk about, and I do think it's good to just limit this conversation because they're listening, and eventually AI will come after us. It knows, and it'll remember when we said bad things about it.
I love AI. It's great. Actually, this whole conversation is AI. Oh, man. So we're not even here.
Oh, man. Dude, my sense of humor was birthed by The Simpsons. So 5th, 6th grade on was just The Simpsons. So it's pretty dark and weird. And when I think about this, that, AI being listening and coming for you, when I just think of Kent Brockman. Any Simpsons fans know that Homer's in space doing experiments with ants in space. And they get released, and a giant ant, an ant flies across the screen, and the news reporter eventually loses his mind, and he has a sign up that says "Welcome ants," and he's like, "I for one welcome the ants and salute our new leaders." And yeah,
that's great. That's the moment we're in.
Sorry,
with AI.
Yeah, I am totally ADD right now, but yeah, okay, so we'll try to rein ourselves in. There's so much to talk about, but yeah, I try to I have no choice but to be hopeful and positive. Mm-hmm. So that's what I choose to do. Otherwise, you might as well just give up on everything. So
and that's all for our show today, folks.
I don't mean for AI's sake. I'm just in life. It's you can be taken down by something, or you can just choose to move on. But AI, yeah, I feel bad. It probably has taken a lot of jobs already, in editing or writing or something like that. But the flip side of that is you can still tell what's AI, writing wise, photos, videos, music, mostly. And ChatGPT, it's when I first started using it, I was like, oh my gosh, game over,
Yeah.
But after using it for a while, it's funny how instantly, you and I using Suno for music demos, and it's incredible, right?
Yeah.
It's you do a voice memo, and in less than 30 seconds, it's a fully produced song.
Insane.
And yet, within a day or two of using it, we're complaining about it. Come on, stupid computer, hitting the screen, right? It's just, and I think it's always going to be like that. We are the users, and that's the tool, and it's never going to be I could eat my words in a year or two, and it'd be amazing. But part of me is just I just don't think it's ever going to be Skynet. It's never going to take over. It's never going to shut down whole industries. I don't think.
That thing you said about how quickly we get frustrated, I think it's Bill Burr. He has a little comedy bit. Right when like Wi-Fi on airplanes came out, maybe you remember this. It's on a talk show or something where I saw it. It was like they announced on the airplane, and thanks to like satellites and new technology, we'll have Wi-Fi, complimentary Wi-Fi on this airplane. It's like, wow. 10 minutes later, the guy next to him like, yeah,
stupid phone. It's like it has to go to space and come back. Be patient.
That is so the experience doing demos on Suno, though, where it's like you're mind blown, and then you're like, ooh, this is awesome. I wonder if I could get the second chorus to be a little different. And then quickly you realize, no, you can't do anything. Like you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
I mean, the difference though is I think that things like Suno are like, they're probably programmed by people who are not like the end users.
Right.
So it's like, it is amazing, but there's this lack of intuition, that is frustrating for the users, because it's like anyone who's a musician who's really trying to use this thing to just like stamp this song in time the way they hear it, anyone would be like, oh, this, you should put this in your programming, you should think about this, and it's just not like that.
It's not there. Who knows in a few years? I think like the way you wrapped it up is really nice, where it's like, we don't know for sure, it's only going to get better. It is scary. It's freaking everybody out. But for like the only choice I have is I can either give up, like you said. I told Andrew the other day, I said, you can't spell despair without AI. So corny. It didn't get the reaction I wanted. But that really is like the path available. Like if I'm working off of the assumption of songwriters will not be needed in the next few years, well, forget it. Like there's no point. Or I can just choose maybe naive optimism and keep moving forward and say, I feel like I'm supposed to write songs. I got things in my heart that I want to say. I'm just going to go for it. And maybe there's no industry for me by the time I perfect my craft, but I don't think I'll regret trying.
I think there's something to be said with like for the doomsday mentality. I mean, just a few weeks ago in the news, right? Like people thought the world was going to end, and like,
oh yeah, like the rapture stuff.
Yeah, and like some people like sold their homes and cars and like waited out in the woods, and it's like that kind of mentality is like, I don't know, just thank God you don't have to actually live like that. Like there's some level of faith where you can just be like, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to plug away, And the same with AI. I mean, I think everyone could freak out, and I mean, you just have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's not worth freaking out over. I mean,
well, now that we're in the tribulation,
right. Since we were left behind.
Right. Sorry, I interrupted.
No. I don't know where it's going with that. I think it's, I think everything can feel like this at some point,
Yeah.
And I know that AI is different, and you do have to be wise with like seeing market trends and making decisions for your career or whatever. I just, I'm not seeing, I don't know. I'm just not worried about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I do view AI a little bit. It's funny you mentioned like being the resistance, and it does bother me that like it's like the Walmart coming to town and putting the mom and pop store out of business.
Yeah, right.
And while we all have a sense of justice where we're like, we hate that, we're also mostly guilty of not shopping local. Mm-hmm. Same with Amazon. It's like, on one hand, we're like liking our friend's local business, like, way to go, brother. And then it's like, where are my diapers? They're not here on time. I ordered those plates, 90 seconds ago.
Totally.
Yeah.
You can't stop it. That's what's so nuts about it, is because there are like, there's publishers we've talked to who are like, don't you be using AI when you write songs. And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally on board with that. Are you going to be able to keep that up, that resistance up for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? Like, who are we kidding? Like, it's coming in some form. I think that's the only question is, what form does it take?
Yeah. When it comes to the music industry, I think it's not the first time that we've seen a huge change in the music industry. You know, it used to be selling albums, then it went the digital age. Everything went to singles, and streaming really hurt people, right? Like they're barely even seeing pennies on the dollar for their work. But something about humans, we talked about this before, like we don't want fake things, you know? Like we're not going to settle for that to some degree.
On principle.
You know? Yeah, I mean, sure, like everyone has moved to like, you and I are talking over, you know, Zoom basically.
Right.
And that's a little weird. Or we're scrolling on our phones, and we have traded like some human experience and connection for fake stuff to a degree. But I just can't see people going to a live show and wanting to watch a hologram or a robot, you know?
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. And there's something about, even to take it further, like your favorite band or artist, you want to know that they either wrote the song or someone wrote, like if it got out that like all of these songs are just written by a robot, like people are going to not like that. People want to have an idol, a hero. They just do. And I just think, by principle, it's like everyone is a little resistant to it. So,
and I think full circle, I think part of our thinking on doing this podcast and eventually talking about, like playing our songs, talking about them, telling the story behind them, is because I think AI is forcing the recognition that the story behind the song, the humans behind the song, is just as important, if not more important, than the song itself.
Yeah. I feel like there's something else I want to say. Oh, okay. I will say that in the music industry, even when I moved here, 13 years ago, like, I think this is probably true for quite a long time before then, that in order to survive, you have to wear multiple hats if you're going to last in the music industry. Like, there are the few, the chosen, right, that are an artist. And, I mean, they're making their money off of record sales, off of merchandise, off of touring, brand, partnerships, all sorts of stuff. But that's a lot of work. And then you have a producer, who maybe you have like the select few that are really pulling in like they're earning by producing full time, but also they're songwriting, or they're saving money because they're a multi-instrumentalist and they can do that. And then you have some guy who's like, I'm a session guitar player, but he's out on the road, touring as well, and he's kind of producing independent artists on the side, and maybe he's dabbling in like investments or real estate or something like that. So everyone here, it's like it's a hustle, it's a hustle kind of culture, and so I will say that like it's a bummer. But it's kind of just the way things go, that I think there will be some people that are hurt by AI, and they're going to have to figure out a different hat to wear. Mm-hmm. And that is probably the track guy. So in songwriting sessions, for those who don't know, you got a few people in the room, and depending on who those roles are, you'll have a top liner who's bringing the song idea. You'll have maybe like whatever, we're going to call him like an edit guy, someone who's kind of like helping
taking the idea and making sense of it. Yeah.
And one of those people can be the track guy, or there can also be a track guy who's included in the write, giving some ideas, but like the main thing he's bringing to the table is like bringing that song to life and creating a work tape that, they then turn into the publisher, or they're taken on the road with them to keep going on it. And that guy is, has probably got to find something else. But it doesn't mean that, like, we aren't writing songs anymore, and it doesn't mean that's not valuable anymore. I'm just saying, like, when we are doing demos with Suno, My light just flashed off. When we are doing song demos with Suno, it's frustrating. And I'm at a point where I'm like, I kind of just want to like do my own demo, you know?
Yeah.
Or at least do it in the fashion, like in the basic fashion that I want to do it, and then maybe upload it to Suno.
Sure.
Because there are just some things that it just cannot.
Yeah.
It's like, give me any prompt, and it's like, just kidding. I do whatever I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
So, yes, I would say long term, like track guys probably need to figure out how to be valuable.
What else to do? Totally.
Yeah, or how to be like integrating AI with their track making or something like that. But so that is a bummer, but you know, and we want to stand in solidarity, but we're also
but also
you know,
we're on a
part of the problem. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe on another episode we can. It'd be fun to like actually show Suno, show some of our songs, show what AI can do, because there's so much more to talk about on this topic. Because it's about, I feel like it's all people are talking about right now.
Yeah. All right. So we'll end it for here today. We'll end it. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Try again. Slow down. You got this. You got this. Deep breaths.
We will end it here for today, but we do want to. Okay, we want people to subscribe and share this and like and comment. We want to do all that stuff because not only do we want you to come along the journey with us, but we're also trying to create a platform where people might notice and we can experiment along with networking with publishers and producers. We want to see, does this get people's attention and create a different kind of buzz that can help the songwriter's journey. So. Yeah. Like, share, follow, do all this stuff. But truly, comment your thoughts about AI.
Yeah.
And how it affects any industry, or specifically the music industry.
And don't yell at us this time because it hurts our feelings.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
See, that's what AI is all for. It has no feelings. So.
All right. Well, sounds good. And ditto.
All right. See you next time.
All right. See you.